Hello everybody, this is RaceKid998, also known as David. So I won't bore you guys with the details, but I've got something that I gotta get off my mind real quick. It was just something that I wanted to talk to you guys about real quick, so I'm just gonna make a little commentary about it. So we're getting these iPads for school that we can use for school and stuff, and I was supposed to go to school at 6:30 tonight for an informational meeting, and then they hand out the iPads, the whole shebang. My mom was gonna take me, and it turns out that we have to make these Apple IDs, have our own Apple ID, so that way we can buy apps and stuff. And I always use my dad, so my mom's like, no, you gotta make your own. I'm like, okay. And then I'm up in my room. I finished all my homework in study hall, so I'm just watching YouTube videos. It's like 6:05 or whatever, and we have to leave at 6:15. I still haven't made my Apple ID, so I'm like, okay, I gotta make this. So then I go downstairs and I just tell my mom, I'm like, well, I'll just use my dad's because it should still work, and that's what I use for everything. And she's like, no, you gotta make your own, getting all mad and stuff like that. And I'm like, alright, well, okay, well, whatever, I'll go make one. And I tried to put in my email, it said that it was taken, and then I tried to say, put in my password that I thought it would be, and I couldn't do it. So I made one with, my other email account, not my main one. So I tell this to my mom, okay, I made my own thing. She's like, what email did you use? I told her. She got all mad. She's like, no, you can't use that email. You need to use your other one. I'm like, it's already taken with the account. Basically, I don't know how, but she got really mad, and she started yelling at me, and I got mad, and I yelled back at her, and it escalated, and it turned into one of those stupid fights where it's just a big old screaming match over, who knows, an Apple ID or whatever, some really stupid thing that we just got in a fight about, right? And it was a really intense fight. I ran up to my room, and I was screaming at him, all right, go away, I've got 2 minutes to do this before we need to leave, so let me concentrate so I can figure out how to make this Apple ID thing, because I really don't know what I'm doing. And so she's like, no, open up your door, screamy, yelly, and I'm like, scream. And so then she's like, fine, you know what, you're not going. There's a makeup session on Saturday, you can go then and get your iPad then. And I'm like, well, damn, I need to use my iPad for school tomorrow because everyone's supposed to get it tonight. And she's like, well, that's your own problem, blah, 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 wait till your father gets home, yada, 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 screaming. And she went downstairs, right? And now I'm all pissed off. So I'm like, okay, well, I can't go to Saturday, and I've got nothing to do, and I'm in a bad mood. So what's the logical thing to do? I felt like I wanted to punch the wall and break it and go run, but I'm too lazy and it's too cold. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm just going to work out. So I turn on my music really loud. I start doing push-ups, sit-ups, whatever. Just that's what I do when I get mad. I'm not jacked or anything. I mean, I'm getting stronger, but when I get mad, I just do push-ups and exercise, and then that usually takes out all the anger, and then I feel better afterwards. So I just start, going hard on the push-ups, and I hear the garage door opening below me because my room is right above the garage. So I'm like, okay, my dad's coming home, great. So I'm like, all right, well, balls to it. And then I just I would just kept working out. I'm like, whatever. He'll talk to my mom about it. So my dad comes up, knocks on the door. I open up the door. I'm kind of pissed, but I don't want to be mean to my dad because I already had a fight with my mom that's bad enough. I don't want to get into one with my dad. So then my dad's like, yo, David, I'm mad at you, blah, blah, blah. You were yelling at your mom. And, of course, my mom called him and told him everything. And my side of the story is never heard, that kind of thing. You know how it is with kids. The parent obviously is going to listen to the other parent over the kid. And plus, I'm in the wrong for yelling at my mom. So, yeah, my dad was all mad at me, and he made me turn off my music and stuff like that. And then he sat around and talked to me. And I was still, by this point, I was still really mad, right? Because this is 5 minutes after the fight. I'm like, I have anger problems, but I always take them out by just working out or running or doing something. So I mean, I never hit anyone or anything like that. I try not to. So I'm sitting there fuming, clenching my fist, okay, whatever, I get it, okay, leave my room, I want to keep working out, all this anger still in me. He's like, well, I want to talk, and then he's sitting there for a while. So I get all mad, I start going off on my dad. He's like, whatever, come down for dinner in a little bit. And then he goes downstairs, I turn back on my music super freaking loud, and I'm working out. My dad got me this special ops workout book for Christmas, so I'm doing the workouts in there. They're really intense. I'm getting into it. I hear another knock on my door. My dad comes in. He's like, time for dinner. I'm like, okay. So I got on to dinner all pissed, unhappy still. And then, I'm talking with my family, whatever. We're having a good time, and my anger's gone by this point because all the adrenaline is left. I'm back to being calm. I worked out a lot, and I'm just better. I'm talking to them about the workout I was doing, whatever. We start talking about the food, then we start talking about movies, normal family dinner like we have every night. I go up to my room. I'm like, okay, well, it's at this time it was 6:15, I think. So I'm like, all right, well, it's 6:15. So I've got all my homework done. I've worked out, that kind of thing. I have nothing else to do, so I may as well just watch YouTube videos for a while. So I hop on the old YouTube, I'm watching some Fish Pomage commentaries, getting inspired, wanting to play, and I hear my door like opening, and so I pause the video and minimize it, and my dad comes in, and my earbuds are in, and I'm just looking at my desktop, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, nothing," and he's like, "All right." So then he's talking to me about stuff, and then he's like, "And what were you doing on the computer?" I'm like, "Oh, I was on YouTube," and he's like, "Oh, you're on YouTube," because then we get into this argument because he made this rule like the beginning of last year, or like the beginning of the middle of last year, that because my grades were pretty bad, that I am not supposed to be on the computer or on the PlayStation or anything like that during the week. I'm just supposed to spend the whole week just studying and then only go on the weekend, which sounds reasonable, but when it's a day like today, and we just started the new semester, so I've got no tests to study for. I barely had any homework. I did it all in class, and I did a good job on it. I have nothing to do. I guess I could read, but like I already read earlier today because my parents always want me to read. I read before I go to bed anyway. My dad's like, "Oh, well, you could work on your Boy Scout stuff," because I'm in Boy Scouts and I'm trying to get all my stuff finished up before I turn 18 and I have to leave Boy Scouts. So I'm like, all right, well, yeah, I guess, but I mean, I have the whole week to work on Boy Scout stuff, like whatever. Like I just watch a few videos? Like I can understand you not wanting me to do it all the time since I come home to school until I go to bed, but what about just like a few minutes? And so he's like, no, we start getting in a fight about it, and my dad's just really bullheaded about this. It's like he's been holding me to this for like a year, and I did pretty good last semester, except for chemistry. I almost failed chemistry. I got like a D- in it, or a D+ or something. So I've just dropped chemistry today. So I really have nothing else to worry about, and I'm like, it's so frustrating, right? So I'm all pissed. I'm screaming at my dad. I'm mad. I screamed at my mom earlier. My mom's mad at me. Earlier I was on Facebook trolling these black girls. Pretty much what I do is I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain. I might put a link to the screenshots in. I don't know. No, I probably won't. Whatever. I'll show you guys later if you want to see. But yeah. So I was doing that. I'm all mad. I'm working out some more, and then I'm just flopping around on my bed. Like, all right, what am I gonna do now? I've yelled at my dad. I wished I didn't. I've yelled at my mom. I wish I didn't. I didn't yell at Jibby or my sister yet. So Jibby's my dog, by the way. So I'm like, all right. Well, I may as well just go brush my teeth an extra time or clean out my braces or whatever because I just had dinner. So I'm walking over towards the bathroom, and we have like the top of the stairs where you can't see down into the main level, but you can hear. And I hear my sister talking to my mom in the kitchen, like talking to my mom about how I was typing all these things to these black girls on Facebook. And it sounds really bad when you're my parent listening to it, but it's actually really funny, right? Like I was trolling them, and my mom doesn't get what trolling is. So I just hear my sister just tattling away, just telling her all this stuff because she just made a new Facebook recently, so she added me. And so, of course, she saw all my screenshots that I put on in my trolling album on Facebook. So she saw those all tonight, so she's telling my mom, just tattling, like, I don't even know why. Like, she's not even getting anything out of it, So I'm pissed, but I'm like, oh, whatever. So I went back to my room, blocked my sister on Facebook, and then I'm like, all right, well, now I'm pissed. So I started working on my Boy Scout stuff. I'm like, screw this. I'm really not in the mood. I'm just angry, right? Like, it's been fight after fight all of tonight over stupid things. Plus, I still have to wait till Saturday to get the iPad for school, which means I'm going to have late work because I can't get it done tomorrow with the iPad that we're supposed to use. I still can't play on top of that. I was just mad, right? I'm mad. Like, I'm wasting my night. I'm wasting my week just fighting with my family. So then I was trying to think of ideas for YouTube videos. And I'm walking around my room, and I find, because DTL Eldar is Dave, or Dave 2, like my second channel. I'm trying to get it partnered too, but right now it's only at like 50 subs, so I need to start. I've got plenty of good ideas for it. I just never do anything because I'm always so busy. So I'm like, all right, well, let's just clean up my room, right? Let's just clean up some of my stuff and put all the cards from my family from past years in like one drawer so I can keep them and look back at them, because I think that's nice to remember like how much my family cares about me and stuff. And then I'm looking through all these boxes of, like, I literally have these 3 boxes. I'll make a video about it later on my second channel, like I wanted to. But it's pretty much all my crap and, like, all my little toys and like, just random odds and ends that were taking up shelf space. I just plopped them all down in these boxes. And, so I'm just looking through this stuff, and memories are coming back. I'm no longer pissed at this time. I'm just remembering, like, I found this, this little not a stuffed animal, like a Beanie Baby kind of thing, you know, like little beans in it. It was like a butterfly, and on it was the a tag from the butterfly. I forget what it's called. It's like a big glass dome with lots of plants and butterflies fly around. It's in Canada by Niagara Falls, and we went there when I was like 6 or 7 or whatever. And my mom had just gotten this when she went back to visit some family that lived like near there, like in New York. Like, she got this for me last year, and it's up on one of my shelves on top of these boxes with the tag not cut off or whatever. Like, I haven't even touched it. I was like, oh, thanks, yeah, it's a butterfly. I remember that place. And I popped it up on the shelf up there and just left it there, and that was probably a year ago by now. I mean, time goes by so fast these days. So, I mean, then I just started to get really upset, you know? I mean, I looked in my closet behind all my soccer stuff and all my cross-country stuff and my shirts, and I found my bucket of stuff, like this box of stuffed animals. And I was just looking at all the stuffed animals. And we just recently went to Disney World like a month ago or so. And I mean, yeah, of course it was fun. Disney World is great. But then I'm looking back at all the stuffed animals from when we went like earlier times when I was little. And it's like, wow, you know, like, sure, I like being older. I like being able to date girls. I like almost being on my own or whatever. But I really honestly miss being able to be a little kid, right? Having my mom bring me to, like, just get me a stuffed animal like Mickey Mouse, and that just being my favorite thing for 3 weeks, you know? I mean, now I guess I'm into video games instead of stuffed animals, but even if I get a new video game, it's like, oh, thanks, Mom, sick, you know, Black Ops 2, that's sick, and I play it some and I have fun with my bros on COD or whatever, but it's not the same, you know? It's like exactly like what I was talking about in that other video that I did like a month back or 2 months back called Pure Happiness, where I was just talking about that feeling when you're a little kid and you just have pure happiness. Like, what's it beeping? Hold on, you guys. Hey guys, sorry about that. My iPod speaker apparently somehow got sent to like alarm mode, and apparently alarm mode goes off at 8:50 p.m. I don't know. Yeah, so sorry about that. So I'll try to finish up here. This is getting pretty long, but what I'm trying to say is I might be the biggest hypocrite for saying this, but like looking through all my old stuff and all the cards from my family and all those things, like all the thought that my mom, I fight with her all the time, and she annoys me and I annoy her, and we just fight and fight and fight. And then I look at all these things from when I was younger that she got me, like how much thought she puts into stuff, right? Like, it might just be a dumb butterfly, like a dumb butterfly stuffed animal, but then when I look at it, I really think about it, like she was visiting family, and then she went out of her way to go to this butterfly place where I went years before, and she was thinking about me, and she got me like this butterfly. Like, I don't know, I feel horrible because I don't do that. I don't think of people. I don't get my family gifts because I think about them when I'm somewhere. Like, all I think about is going out with my friends or playing Call of Duty or making YouTube videos or like being with girls and stuff. Like, what I'm trying to say is, I bet you most of you do this too. You probably don't really realize it until you really think about it or you see something that sparks no memory. But I know I'm the biggest offender of this. I just really take my family for granted. Like, honestly, you guys might fight with your parents just as much as I do, maybe more, maybe not as much. But when it comes down to it, like, honestly, my parents, they might be like embarrassing, or they might embarrass me sometimes, or they might frustrate me all the time, or I might think that what they're trying to make me do is stupid. But honestly, now that I think about it, they're just looking out for me, right? And I can't believe it's taken me 16.5 years to realize this, right? But honestly, my family is like the best thing I have. I don't know, I'm getting all gushy about this, but I hope you guys can see what I'm trying to say. Like, you probably hear it all the time and it just goes through your head. Like, people saying like, your family's great, your mom's great, your dad's great, don't take your family for granted, you know, they're all you have, that kind of thing. And you're like, yeah, my family's great. But I mean, coming from another 16.5-year-old, right, another kid, not another adult that's talking about it, another kid that can relate to you, that fights with his parents all the time, like, I really just realized it tonight, right? Alright, just, I don't know, just don't take your family for granted, because they probably love you more than you know they do. Alright, you guys, sorry about that if that was too emotional for you guys, or if it was too long of a video. But yeah, I just really wanted to talk about that. That was on my mind, so I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.